Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a balanced rack. I'm not seeing a 7. 3 floaters. Well, I have a U for the Q, but no bingo. Does the I assist? I've got the IUM ending and the UN beginning. And how about the N? Not seeing anything. So, what to do here? I'd like to get rid of F and M. And in fact, I've got thumb across here for 17. Rack leaves okay. Thumb does take an E. Fumic not good. Yeah, I am going with this. Pretty good. This looks jolly close to a bingo. Is there a 7 here? Nothing's come to mind, but super bingo-y in terms of tiles, no duplicates, and balanced. What about the 2-letter sets I and F? No. N and U doesn't look promising. But is there a 7 here? There are 7-letter lanes on the board. Now, one more floater. I don't have anything to go on the end of thumb. What about the H? C goes well with the H. No. Wow, this would be a big miss. Lichanos if the T were an S. I've got the anti-prefix. I've got the IC ending. I've got the Asian ending with CL. Wow, is there a bingo with the H? Critical moment. Well, not that I can see. I think double M may take an M after it, not sure on that. But I think my best score would be in column 12. Can I get the C doubled? So that would be C blank H. No, not seeing a play. Wow, I was thinking about playing loci, but that's placing an I underneath this triple letter square. Doesn't feel good. Nu only takes a G in front. Wow, I feel there could be a bingo here, which is really frustrating. So I have Loccia for 24. And I draw the Z, but an unbalanced rack. However, I do have one vowel, so it should be good enough to play through. I have Zunes through the O. Great, just 18 for opponents. I've got DZO. Is there anywhere for that? And is there somewhere good? Not seeing anywhere fantastic. The floating vowels look helpful, but they're not enough to get me into bingo territory. Now, can I get my Z tripled, or do I have a Z play through the I? So I have dits. This is quite nice because it preserves my solitary vowel. This is not a bad rack leave. Dits takes a Y, but that's not hugely dangerous. 34 points is going to be similar to anything I can score in column 14. I am going with this. Wow, and I draw all consonants. Brutal. And I don't think the A is enough to give me a bingo. Nice bingo by opponents. And a couple more vowels in the open, but they don't assist. So what can I do with my rack? I'm looking to play off the B. Zorb is not good, it's zorbing. Obia takes a C in front. Just wondering what Lotchia takes. It's either an L or an S or nothing, and I think it may be just an S. So I have boron. I'd rather play the D than the N, but I think that's a small difference. Don't really like placing this O next to a double word square. Well, I was thinking about playing Bond. What about playing Brond? 33, that's not bad. Decent rack lead, not offering anything amazing. So, am I in bingo territory? I trail by just 30 points. Not seeing a 7 here. Sopranist through N and T. OB not useful. What about AR? Now, I have prosaist onto the T. Wow. That is handy. It's only face value, but it's a bingo. Prosaist. So I was looking at AR. Not seeing anything. What about DO? No. How about the A of Obia? No. Oh, wow. Fantastic bingo by opponent. 9-letter play. Patriarch. Absolutely superb spot. And opponent takes a 100-point lead. And fortunately for me, I've still got prosaist. Protasis, I think, is the anagram, but that doesn't fit. Do I have anything with the P? Not seeing anything. How about the A? No. Okay, so let me go with prosaist for 62. And a non-bingo-y pickup, but a couple of good scoring tiles in the W and K. So column 1 quite hot, especially with this vowel next to a triple word square. Patriarch takes an S and a Y. Oh wow, 3rd bingo for opponent. Absolutely storming stuff. Goes into a 100-point lead. Now I have something quite nice. I have weak down here. How many E's to come? Loads. So I can do this for 65 points. Fantastic. Now through an L, I would have iglaunst. No floating L's. There is a floating I for ING. I trail by 50. Not seeing a bingo there. 36 for opponent. Slowing down. Now, this isn't a million miles away from a bingo, but I haven't seen one. Let me consider the floaters, and I think it's the floaters in Gristle, which is where to start. Nothing with the G. How about the R? No. I. No. S. No. T. No. Now, what do I have? I have syntagmus as a 9. What would that require? M and S? No. Floating I, floating A. Not seeing anything there. Now I have a Y for ditzy. So what do I have in column 15? And can I hang on to the S? Probably not. But I think I have Yuans. which will be about 50 points. Keep me in touch with opponent, creating a new very hot lane in row O. I have Staggy in row A for 45. Well, what about playing Gungy here? 42 points. The dit spot, I couldn't see a way of preserving the S, and even if there was such a play, Gungy might be better. This rack leave is pretty good, and it goes well with the H of Patriarch, so the S is definitely a valuable tile on my rack. Gungy for 42. Wow, that looks pretty good. I have Saltoad and Patriarchs. And, well, does Saltoad have an anagram? I feel it's got one. What is that? Not sure. So, what else is available? Anything with an I isolated doesn't work. Diastole, Sodalite. Wow, they're all missing. And I think there's one more with the I. Sodalite, Solidate. Solidate plays. Fantastic. I have an unblockable bingo. And Solidate may be better than Saltoad, because Saltoad provides access to row O. I trail by about 40. V, there are no two-letter V plays, so column 6 is not a bingo lane. What is the anagram of Saltoad? Maybe there isn't one. Toadlets through a T. Not seeing anything through an A. "15 minutes on opponent's clock." Lodestar onto an R and leotards. Column 14 quite hot with this Z. That's an easy 30 points for just a 4-letter play. Opponent may be drawn to that to try and preserve his lead. Just considering initial letters for a 7. Wow, I guess Saltoad could be the only bingo, but I feel that it is part of a twosome. Solated, that's it, Solated. Well, which has the S in the same position, so it doesn't offer anything further to what's already been mentioned. Now, what's opponent going to do next? He's had an amazing game, 3 back-to-back bingos, followed by a 30-point J play. Is he going to slow down? Both blanks have gone. So, what's my preferred option? I mentioned Solidate, but that's going to place an E immediately above this double letter square, providing access to column 15 triple word square, so that's not a great play. But it's the only bingo I've got through that I. What about a bingo through the S? Is there an anagram of toadless? Toadless might be good, actually. Okay, and what about the T? Well, that's not going to be superior because it doesn't get doubled. It's going to lose out on score. Now, what about the I of Obeah? Do any of my I plays go through that? No, they don't. What about I and Z? No. 31 points for opponents. And I'm still left with this choice, between, well, what about Solated here? 81 points. I think that's a lot more than I would get for, that's 81. That's 70. Okay, I am going with Solated for 81. Oh wow, pretty grim pick. And my lead just 8 points. And only 10 tiles in the bag. The end is nigh. And there's a super hot spot in row O. Wow, vowels go well with the Z, but I'm not seeing a play down from that Z. Let me count the remaining vowels. 6 out of 17, slightly vowel dry. A ton of them on my rack. 31 points for opponents, leads by 20, 7 tiles in the bag. 11 minutes on my clock. So, do I have a Z play? I don't think I do. 7 tiles left. And there's quite a few scoring tiles, well, 3, all of which would be useful to have. I say that with a view to wanting to turn over tiles. But how can I get value from the scoring tiles on the board? I trail by 20, 23. So I've considered the Z. Can't see anything there. What about the H? No, well, the best I can see is EUGH setting up a super hot triple word play, so I don't want to do that. TI takes nothing in front. Q not available. X takes a U and an I. Let me just put a G in. Do I have anything ending GI or GU? Well, no, just the 2-letter plays. Wow, 19 points. The vowel plays on my rack are UOI. And was there another? Not that I can recall. So is there anywhere good for UOI? I've got Segway in row D. Again, providing access to a triple word square. Wow, what a tricky position. What about a play through the R? This is such a poor combination of vowels. I feel I need to play through this to win. There are 7 tiles in the bag, so I could change. But then I'm absolutely dependent on a bingo to win. So I'm looking for a play which plays off 3 or 4 vowels. And I'm struggling. So Segway keeps double EI and only 14 points. Just looking to see if I've got a play across from the A. Not seeing anything. Still a Y to come for Ditzy. That might help me. 7 minutes on my clock. So what to do? This is about as tough as it gets. I just haven't seen anything. And EUOI is the best for getting rid of vowels, but there's just nowhere to play it. Or is there a spot and I've missed it? Just looking parallel to Gristle, seeing nothing. 6 minutes on my clock, 14 on opponents. What about playing J? Only 12 points, but giving nothing away, sorting the rack out as best I can. Can I do any better than that? It's worth spending time on this move because this could be the move which determines the outcome of the game. GU keeping 5 vowels can't be good. I'm not seeing any plays other than GI in column 7. I don't like JEU. I feel I should be turning over more tiles. So, what about Orugo? 25 points, which is very good in the context of what else I've considered. This rack leave is good. It's a vowel dry bag, 5 out of 12. Well, fairly balanced bag, but it's not giving much away. All the S's and blanks have gone. So that this is just not providing anything massive for opponent. This is easily the best I've seen. I am going with this. And I draw one of the scoring tiles, and it's the Y for Ditzy. So, do I have anything? Just 3 tiles in the bag? A Y play. Yelin is a 6-letter Y play, but I'm looking for a 5-letter one. Yoni is a 4-letter play. I lead by 2. Wow. What's opponent got? I don't have a bingo with this rack. I need to be sure of that. There is the S and the T available. I have S loin, that would leave an I, and it wouldn't play. Nothing with the T. What about a play down from the Z? Well, I have zone. But what about a 5-letter Y play? I have to believe there isn't one, otherwise I would have seen it. I think. This is going to be close. P takes an O in front. I don't have anything great in column 1. I've got Yo top right. 20 points. This could be the last rack I have, and having vowels could be useful. I think it's all about what value opponent can get from the V and the W. Now I've still got an I for going after the X, and I've got an L and an N, so I have Yoni, column 7. 26 points, keeping double EL, and opponent plays 28. He's emptied the bag, and he's not going out with these 6 tiles. Wow, 4 minutes on my clock. Opponents provided a spot for me to play Yaw for 33. Do I have 2 outs with line? So, 4 minutes on my clock. I have intel through the T. Do I have another spot for line? I have lien and peen. Now it's possible both of those could be blocked. I have Elsin. What about the A? Alien is blocked. Anile. Elaine. I have Elaine. So I definitely can go out with this rack. 3 minutes on my clock. Your for 33 is going to take me to 416. I'll lead by 7. Wow, what is opponent going to do with this rack? I think he needs to play V and W. And score. Can he do that? He's got a lot of time. Where can he play VAW? He's got Vors, but I don't think that's enough. Although Elaine is going to score only 5 points. So 33, 416, I lead by 7. After Vors, opponent leads by 7. That is going to be enough, just. But can he score a lot more than that? With VAW. 2 minutes on my clock. I had previously mentioned Yoni in column 7 for 20 odd, but I think this your spot opponent could play Worn there, and even though that isn't playing off VNW, it's a big score which I would struggle to match. I don't have time to run through all of the options, so I feel that your is best. This is close. I have no idea if this is going to be winning. I feel that I could have a win here. I am going with this. 1 minute on my clock. What has opponent got? I lead by 7. Opponent doesn't have to play V and W if he could get a big enough score with one of those tiles. But as soon as one of them is left on his rack, I'm getting double that in count back. Critical moment. So I've only got a minute. Let me consider my options. Okay, 24 for opponent. He leads by 17. I get 12 on count back. Well, let me just put this down. If I get 11, 427, I'll trail by 6. This is enough. Leon and Peen. And the final score, 433 for opponent, 439 for me, a winning margin of 6 points. So a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, that was astonishing. Absolutely unbelievable game. So I really thought I was dead and buried in that. There was a brutal onslaught early on. So here we go. Opponent to go first with the blank. Plays Chin. Now, what do? I play Thumb for 17, but QF looks pretty good. Yeah, I think QF would have been a better play. C is the most bingo-y out of C, F and M, but when you're looking at score and rack cleave, I think QF definitely better. Opponent's rack, and wow, missed bingo, has Bioherm. Brutal. That would have been immense. Bioherm double column 11 and Fume. Yohimbi Bohemia. Yeah, so a let off for me. Let me go back. This was my rack, and I don't have a bingo. I play Loccia, which doesn't appear on this list. 24 points. How bizarre. Why isn't Loccia appearing? I don't know. Do leave a comment if you do know, but Loccia is good. It scores 24. Opponent's rack, and another missed bingo. Biodata. That was playable in column 13 and column 11. Plays Obia. And I have dits for 34. Now, the onslaught begins. 71 points for opponent. I come back with bronze for 33. An absolutely amazing spot by opponent of Patriarch. 9-letter play for 84 points. Wow, Proseus, the only bingo, so delighted to spot that. And opponent has his third back-to-back bingo with Gristle, and I trail by 113 points. I've just been hit with 3 back-to-back bingos. I've got the U and W combo. This is pretty much as low as it got. However, look at this. I have weak for 65, which I didn't immediately see, but gave me hope. Now, opponent's rack plays Juve. And I have Gunji for 42, which meant that I trail by 40, so I'm very much in the game, but trailing. Opponent plays Axe. And here we go, Saltoad, Solated and Solidate. Those were all the bingos I considered, and I think Solated is best because Saltoad places a vowel above the triple word square. Now I lead by 8 points with 10 tiles in the bag. Opponent plays Riff, and this, well, I said I reached a low point earlier where I trailed by 110 and had U and W, but I think I felt almost as low at this point because I am trailing. I've got no scoring tiles, and my rack is appalling with 6 vowels. So I play Erugo for 25, and yeah, I think that's clearly the best play, and the rack leave of double EI approaching the endgame is actually pretty decent. And not only does Erugo score well and decent rack leave, it also offers nothing for opponent, nothing of value. Opponent goes down fighting with Zona, retakes the lead by 26 points, but he's emptied the bag. He can't go out in 1, which gives me 3 scores. I get to play twice and I get count back, and opponent gets to play 1. So although I trail, I feel there's definitely a route through to victory. And I play Yaw for 33, L15, interesting, Ina for 40 points, 7 more points. Could I have gone out in 2 spots with Oil? Well, Oil and Peel and Soil. So yes, I think I could have done so. I think Ina would have been a better play, but Yaw looks pretty good in second place. Now, what could opponent have done? This was his rack. Well, he plays Wayne for 24 to take the lead by 17, but it's not enough because I have Lien for 11 and D11. Silen for 1 more point was available, so a point left on the table at the end. And that's the end of the game for a win by just 6 points. Absolutely astonishing game. One of the most brutal and hard-fought battles I've ever been involved in on this channel. So absolutely amazing stuff. Many thanks to opponent for a fantastic battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.